All right, everybody, tonight's episode of Wrestle Magic, we are having another interview, this time with the other half of the famous Jumping Bomb Angels tag team. Tonight we have Miss Noriyo Tateno. Ma'am, how was your day? How are you doing right now? And same with you, Miss Kino, the interpreter that has helped us out last time and this time. How are you both doing?
Thank you for having us. どうですか？
はい。よろしくお願いします。
よろしくお願いします。Thank you for having us. Yes.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I'm very happy to have the both of you, and I'm really excited for this show. So, what I have heard, Ms. Noriyo, you have started running a bar after your retirement. How's business out there in Tokyo?
引退してからバー、
はい、バ
ビジネスはどうですか？
ーやってます。
ビジネスはどうでしょうかって。
何のバー
このバーの。
まあ、楽しくやってます。
So, but it's very fun. She's having fun after her career running a bar.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I'm glad that you found something else that you can be passionate about after retiring from your main career. So what made you want to go that route anyways?
引退してからなぜバーをやることになりました？
お酒を飲むのが好きだったから、バーをすることにしました。
She likes drinking. So that's why she started running a bar. She thought that's her fit career for the next move.
Okay, that's cool. I'm glad that you found something else that you really felt passionate about. So let's get right into it. So before you guys were wrestlers, you were going to be looking more at a music career. So how exactly did you guys get involved with the music business and releasing a couple of those albums that we saw from last time?
レスラーになる前になんか音楽の方のキャリアに行こうと思ってたんで。
もう全然プロレス一本です。
Okay, actually she started wrestling first, and then the music career came. And
だけどプロレスの会社が歌えと言われて歌いました。
Okay, so her company, AJW, told her to sing. Well, actually, was the company told them to start singing, so they just start singing. It was the company plan to do, so that's why.
Okay, so AJW, they like to have a lot of their talent also do musical acts. Is that what I'm understanding from this? Because it seems like it from, I want to say the Crush Gals did it, and then before them, Beauty Pair also did that. Was that just normal for Joshi Wrestling to also include a lot of music?
その時の時代やっぱ音楽がクラッシュギャルズもやってたし、ビューティーペアも音楽で、
そうです。
それがその時代の流れだったんでしょうか？
そうです。
Yes, at that time, around 80s, 90s, that was what they were selling with the music. Not just wrestling, but with the music, yes.
Okay, that's pretty cool. You guys were trying to be multi-talented at that point. The company was really finding different ways to try to get more money out of you guys, well, out of the crowd, just trying to find different ways to entertain, I guess we could say.
はい、レスリングの他にもそういう方向で言ってたんですかねって前長。
会社がやりたかった。
Actually, the company really wanted to do
タレント活動とか。
like multi-talented. They like doing different things, so that's what they started. Every pair to start singing, get on certain TV shows in Japan. So they like the whole entertainment industry, not just wrestling.
Okay, that's pretty cool. So one other thing that I wanted to ask about, so your friendship with Itsuki, were you guys always getting along pretty well, or was it a little bit rocky in the beginning? How exactly did that whole thing go?
五木さんと親友っていうか、近くなれたのは最初からなんですか？
最初はすごく仲が悪くて、同じ年でライバルでもあったんで、もう口も聞かないぐらい仲が悪かったんですけれども、初めてアメリカに遠征に行った時に頑張ろうっていう話し合いをして、そこから親友になりました。
At first, they didn't even like each other because they felt like they were rivals. They were in the same age, they debuted, they joined at the same year. So at first, they didn't even speak to each other. But it really changed from going to United States. They started talking about different things, went to United States together, and they decided we should be tighter, we should be good friends. we should start talking more. And that's how they became really close. It was really going to the United States together.
Okay, that makes sense. So around what year do you remember going to the United States? Was that in 1988 when you guys went to WWF, or was there a time earlier when you guys went to America?
アメリカに一番最初に来た時は何年でした？ 88年ですか？
うん。
覚えてないです。
21歳の時だから。
So she was 21 years old. 今は60ぐらいですか？
そう、65。で、今60、今年60。
She's 60 years old this year. So that is about...
21に入ったから。
She joined AJW in 1981. So 21歳ですかね。今39 years ago?
81にデビューしてるから。
That's when she went to...39年前ですね。That's when she went to the United States 39 years ago.
Okay.
So,
wow.
もうね、大昔だから忘れちゃった。
It's like so old, such a history. She can't really remember the exact dates and the year, but she remembered how old she was when she joined and when she went to the United States.
Okay, that's fair. So I actually did some research last night and I was watching a lot of your old matches. And I have to say, the both of you were very technical with your wrestling and very talented. I got to see some matches with you against Bull Nakano and seeing you guys versus the Crush Gals. And I have to say, the crowd for AJW was electric. Was it always like that? Or did you sometimes come out and feel like the crowd was dead at times?
ブル中野さんとかとの試合をいろいろ見てて、他の人はすごくその当時はもう観客もすごかったし、もう騒いですごかったじゃないですかって、それはもういつもでしたか？そう、毎回そんな感じ、もうデビュー当時からそんな感じで。Yes, since she did the first like debut match, it's been the crowd been like that since she debuted. It was always like that back in the days.
Okay. So I also did want to ask you about a couple of specifics here. So when you were up against the Crush Gals, how did it make you feel just knowing about their history, seeing as they were as big as Hulk Hogan in Japan as where Hulk Hogan was in America? So how did it feel knowing that you were going up against people of such legendary status at that point and knowing that you were going up against somebody that popular? How did it make you feel especially to beat them in their ring?
クラッシュゲールズはすごい人気だったじゃないですか。のりおさんはやっぱ対戦、五木さんとのりおさん対戦した時もすごかったです。
やっぱりクラッシュギャルズばっかり応援がすごくて、何くと負けないぞみたいな。
あ、やっぱそんな感じだったんですか。Yes, so it was great. The Crush Gals had so much fans. So that made her feel like I cannot lose to this. I have to do my best. And it gave her more energy and more power to do better against such a great tag team like Crush Gals.
I see. So something that I noticed as well during that match was the crowd did not stop chanting the entire match for whoever from the Crush Gals was in the ring. Was that a normal occurrence? Because that is not something that usually happens in Western audiences, and it's just interesting to see a difference in the crowd like that.
クラッシュギャルズの時はもう最初から最後まで声援が止まらずすごかったんですけど、あれはノーマル普通なんですか？
そうそう。ファンの人が自然に
やっぱり
応援してるんで。
だけなんですか？
いや、そんなこともなくて、8割はクラッシュギャルズファンですけど、2割ぐらいはアンチがいたので、そのアンチの人たちが声援を送ってくれてたんで。
So yes, Crush Gals was phenomenal, but it was like 80% was all Crush Gals fans, and 20% was like anti-Crush Gals fan. So they had their cheers, and that's what they gave them energy to do their best and did what they had to do. But the crowd was like that all the time with the Crush Gals.
Interesting. So my next question about them. So how did you like them and get along with them? Did you guys see eye to eye and really connect backstage, or did you guys have any kind of issues? Well, not like huge issues, but, did you guys get along at least?
クラッシュギャルズとは昔から、その当時から仲は良かったんですか？別に。
そう、1年先輩なんで、寮生活も一緒だったので、少しの間。だから、
Okay, yes.
仕事も一緒にやってたんで、リング作りとか、片付けとか。
Oh, they were friendly from the beginning because they were 1 year earlier. They joined 1 year earlier, so they were called senpai. That's like not elder, but they have to respect the people who came in earlier than them.
Right.
So that's what they have to do. So, and they used to live in the same dorm, so they did live together, and they used to take build the ring, clean the ring up. They had to do different chores, I guess, during even they were wrestlers. So they had some connections. So they didn't have any bad relationship or anything. They were friendly to each other,
Okay.
even backstage.
Okay, that's cool. I'm really glad that you were able to get along with those that were seeming to be the most popular at the time. One thing that I do also want to ask about that, do you feel like you guys were even with or potentially more popular from when you guys went to WWF, or do you feel like maybe you guys were about the same, or how did you guys feel about how you guys compare to the Crush Gals as the Jumping Bomb Angels?
クラッシュギャルズやっぱり比べられるじゃないですか、ジャンピングメン。なんか嫉妬とか
全くない。
全くない。何にもない。They were never jealous. 対抗してると思いました。
抜かしたいとは思ってたけれども。
They always felt like they want to do better than Crush Gals. They felt like they want to, of course, sell more, be more famous, more popular than Crush Gals. で、WWF が帰ってきて、なんか私たちの上とか思いました。
ちょっとレスリング的にはもう追いついたなみたいな。
Since they came back from WWF, they felt as though, as a wrestling technique, they felt as though they were equal now. That's how they felt. They have more
popularity?
人気は
やっぱクラッシュが最後まで。
Popularity wise, Crush Gals dominated. Even they came back from WWF, Crush Gals dominated till the end.
Okay. Well,
but
that's
the wrestling
fair.
technique, they felt like they're up there with them.
Absolutely.
Even the weight, even their weight, their pounds. They feel like they got bigger and came back.
All right. So one other thing that I wanted to ask about with that. So how well did you get along with Bull Nakano backstage? Because not that I think that there's anything going on with you guys negatively, but seeing how she was in the ring, she seemed so brutal and so intense, but I imagine that you guys probably got along pretty well. Is that how things went with you and Bull Nakano, or?
ブルさんはなんかすごい結構すごかったじゃないですかってやることも結構
ヒールで
ヒールで結構すごいことやってたんですけど、その中はブルさんとの仲はどうだったんですか？
もう全然ヒールの人とは別だったので。
愛もしないんですかね？
控室もバスも違ったので、
もう全然。
そう、リング上で会うみたいな。
Oh, okay. So since Bull Nakano was a heel, they were totally separated. Even backstage, even the bus that they had to go to the next area, next region, anything, they were all separated. So they did not really interact with each other than the ring.
Okay. So in All Japan, they really held to the kayfabe rules at that point, and they made sure that you guys were separate at all times. Is that what I'm hearing?
はい、
厳しかった。
ですよね。もうヒールさんたちはもう前場はもう本当に全部別にして。
で、もう対戦相手が決まったら、その人とは一日もう別行動みたいな。バスでは行っても。
with heel, yes, they were totally separated. And even the matches that day is they knew who was who they have to have a match that day. AJW made sure they are separated all day from before. As soon as they they know who they're matching against, they will separate both. They'll separate everybody, so they won't even talk to each other or backstage or anything like that. So they made sure they are all separated, so they feel like they have to go against each other in the ring.
Okay, so they really did hold to those kayfabe rules and laws at the time. That is pretty cool. So after Bull Nakano, I did want to also ask about Dump Matsumoto, but seeing as you guys were always separated, I imagine you probably didn't have much of a relationship with her either. So I see.
で、ダンプ松本さんともやっぱりほとんど。
新人の頃はやっぱり1年、クラッシュギャルズと同期、ダンプさんは。だから仲良しだったけど、すごくヒールになった時はもう全く。
When she was new, she wasn't heel. So she came in with the same year as Crush Gals. So they were all kind of together. They weren't really separated because she was not in the heel or anything like that. So they were kind of friendly to each other. But once she turned heel position, they were really separated.
I see. So I did also want to ask you about, so there was something that I had read online that you had actually won a title from Bull Nakano. And looking back at the fact that Bull Nakano is now a WWE Hall of Famer, does it feel like your career is a little bit elevated, seeing that if you won that title from her, or did that just not happen? Is that misinformation by chance?
中野さんってやった時に、ゆりさん勝ったんです。
いや、勝ったり負けたり、試合によって、2年私が先輩だったので、初めのうちは強かったですけど、やっぱりプロレスを下の子も覚えてくると、体格的にも大きかったし、負けることもあるし、勝つこともある。
Okay, so she was 2 years older than Bull Nakano. Bull Nakano came in 2 years after her. So yes, in the beginning, she was like a more leading type, and Bull Nakano was a little less popular, or little less. Her wrestling technique was a little lesser. She felt like she's a little bit lesser technique than her, but her body became bigger, and her technique got better. So yes, they did come up and got better than her. So the WWE Hall of Fame. I forgot. What did you ask about WWE Hall of Fame?
So with Bull Nakano being inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame recently, do you feel that having beaten Bull Nakano for a title, does that elevate your career as well? Or do you feel like it's still as it was? Do you feel like you have a higher popularity than what you would have had before? Or do you feel like it's all just the same?
長野さん WWE 取ったじゃないですか。それで、あなた、のりさんのキャリアもちょっと上がったなとかありますか？
いや、全く日本
同じみたいな。She feel the same. She does not feel any elevation or anything like that. She just feel the same still.
I see. Personally, I believe that the Jumping Bomb Angels should be inducted into the Hall of Fame at some point, and I believe within the next few years it may happen. So with that, I wanted to ask your opinion, as Itsuki had her own opinion on this. Who would you want to induct you guys into the Hall of Fame if that were to happen?
僕たちは WWE のもう全然ジャンピングボムエンジェルスが本当に WWE 殿堂入りに入れるって思ってるんです。
ありがとうござい
ます。もう数年では絶対入ると思ってるんですけれども、もし入れるとしたら誰にこう表彰されたい入れてもらうじゃないですか。誰になって誰にお世話になりました？やっぱりレイランとかですかね。
お世話、
誰にやってもらいたいですか？
一番本当に仲良かったのはブリティッシュブルドッグス、スミスと
they really close with British Bulldog and Smith.
スミスとキッドと仲良し。
Smith and Kid. But
Davey Boy Smith and Dynamite Kid, I see.
yes, but they are gone. So, but she really wished they were still alive so they could induct them into Hall of Fame. But let me ask who's alive? whoでも I guess ね、生きてる人では誰になりますかね。もし本当に殿堂入りするとしたら誰にその殿堂入りやってもらいたいですか。
ねえ、そういうのも見たことなかったからよくわからない。
いつきとかもレイラニとかなんです。
いつきがいい人がいいかな。
Yeah, I think also I think Itsuki said Leilani.
Yes, and Judy Martin would have been her partner.
Right, so she also feels that way.
まあ、その人たちがいたからいい試合ができたんだと思うんで。
Because since they were there who they went against, because of them they feel like they were where they are at right now with WWF career. Because they were the one who they had to go against, they elevated them also with the career of WWF.
I see. They did have a lot of matches together, so I can understand that. So I do have a follow-up with that because Jimmy Hart being their manager for that tag team, the Glamour Girls, would you want him also on stage with them to induct you, or maybe did you not get along with him, or what would you be okay with him also being with them inducting you?
ジミー・ハートがマネージャーでしたよね。だからそのジミー・ハートがもし殿堂入りを一緒にいるか、ジミー・ハートがなんかあっても、なんか殿堂入りやっても別に嫌だとかは。ない全然いいですかって。Yeah, she has no problem with Jimmy Hart. So, of course, she would love for him to be there also.
Okay. I did want to ask that because watching your guys' matches with the Glamour Girls, it seems like there was a lot of antics that went on as there should be in a tag team match with a manager. It seemed like I had seen at one point, one of you had kicked him off the apron. Another one had chased him around the ring at one point, then leading to the end of a match where I believe it was you versus Leilani Kai. And then that led to the end of the match where Itsuki had chased him around for a minute, and then something had happened where he ended up getting on the apron, and then Leilani had ran into him. So just wanted to ask about that whole situation to see if you guys had any kind of good relationship with him, and if you would be also okay with him because he was part of them as well, So just wanted to ask about that.
ジミー・ハートさんなんか前になんかあったんですか？レスリングのその状況の時のなんか
別に
何も。
ジュディとレイラニの方のマネージャーだったから、まあ邪魔されたりとかしたけど、試合中には。
その話だ。
その感は何もない。
別にそんな邪魔されたからって。
まあ腹は立つけれども、まあ試合に集中してるので。
Yeah, of course, Jimmy Hart came between those matches to bother them or did whatever he had to do. During the match, they felt like, what is he doing, or why is he in the middle of this? But they just did what they had to do as a wrestler.
Right.
They just did wrestling. They wanted to show the fans the wrestling technique. So it doesn't personally has nothing to do with she loves Jimmy Hart. So
that's fair. So I also did want to ask about, I actually recently watched the original Royal Rumble, and during that event, you see when the Jumping Bomb Angels had won the WWF Women's Tag Team titles. During that match, that had to be the loudest pop of the night was when you guys had won it. How did it feel to hear such a huge pop from the Western audience?
初めてベルトの時に、お客様たちがなんかすごかったらしいですね。もうわーってもう本当にすごかったんですけど、それはどう感じましたか？どう思いましたか？どういうふうに感じですか？
嬉しいっていうか、まあ自分たちがやりたいレスリングができたので、リング上で、それで喜んでいただいたのがすごく嬉しかった。で、まあ今も一緒ですけど、英語ができなかったけれども、プロレスラーでよかったなっていうのは、 動けばお客さんに理解してもらえるっていうところ。
So, as a wrestler, like, she was very happy that she won, but the crowd pop, everything, she felt like, I am so glad that I could show the fans the wrestling that we wanted to show, that the crowd felt the same way. And even though she cannot speak English, she was so happy that showing the wrestling made the crowd, the foreign crowd, so happy and so excited. And she felt the same way. Even though she couldn't communicate, she felt like the wrestling communicated for her. So that's the really happy thing that she had she wanted to do her wrestling, and the fans felt the same way, to be happy, even though she couldn't speak English.
I see. So she was glad that her performance did the talking rather than her verbal communication.
Yes.
Okay. That's a good way to look at it. And I'm glad that you were able to show the Western audience the Joshi wrestling style and really show that there was more than just the WWF style at the time. So
前日のスタイル、日本のスタイルが見せられて、皆さん、良かったです。
So something else that I did want to hit on. So while watching that match, in the beginning of it, did you know that the commentators didn't seem to know your name, or at least that's how they had acted? They had claimed that at first they were just calling you guys by the color of your outfits. They were saying, yeah, that's the pink angel and that's the red angel. We don't know their names at the moment. At least that's how it sounded. Are you aware of that?
これ知ってるかわかりませんが、解説の方たちが最初に、ジャンピングボムが出てきたときに、名前で呼ばないで、青いエンジェル、
双子に見えたんだ。
ピンクのエンジェルっていうのは知ってましたかって、名前で呼ばれなかったっていうのは。
知らないです。
She had no idea about that. But
アジアだから、双子に見えたから、どっちがどっちかわからなかった。
She heard that since they were both Asians, and they all said they look like twins. So she doesn't feel anything bad. She just really didn't know that they were saying that, yeah, the pink angel or anything like that, but she didn't care.
Okay. That's a good way to look at it. Just let it brush off. But yeah, I found that really strange when I was watching the other day, because watching it all, I was thinking was like, okay, they haven't said their names yet. That's a little bit strange. Then I heard the commentators at one point say like, hey, what's the name of these two? And then the other person, I think it was Vince McMahon and God, who's the other guy? Jesse Ventura at the time. And they went back and forth for a second, like, I don't really know. And then later on, one of them said, oh, so I heard that the one in the pink is named Norino, and then the other one, it said like I don't know, it sounds more Italian or something. And just hearing that exchange, it kind of threw me off, thinking like they didn't know the performers' names at this point. But
なんか本当に確かビンスが一応解説の席に入ってたんですけど、もう一人いたんですけど、本当に知らなかったんですかって、途中からあれは竹野とも言わなかったんですって。
私たちのことは知ってたけど、タッグチームとして呼んでるから、名前はやっぱり覚えづらい。どっちがどっちだか分からなかった。
They used to call them as a tag name. The company itself used to call them as like Jumping Bomb Angels. So she feels like, I don't think they knew our name individually. Maybe it was kind of hard to remember our name individually because they used to just call us Jumping Bomb Angels.
I see. Well, that makes sense.
控室でもエンジェルスとエンジェルスって言われてた。
Oh, even backstage, they used to call her Angels and Angels. So it's like they were both angels. The name were Angels, not Noriyo or Itsuki. It was Angels and Angels.
そう、エンジェルス、アザエンジェルスは
Oh, Angels and hey, the other angel. It was the angel and the other angel. That's how they used to call him in backstage.
Oh my God, that's terrible. But all right, that's not quite where I expected that to go, but that is interesting. So backstage, I was told that you guys got along with a pretty interesting cast of people, and you already had mentioned who was it? Davey Boy Smith and Dynamite Kid. How was your relations with them, considering it seems like Dynamite Kid especially has kind of a bad rap these days. How was your relationship with him, considering what we've heard so far?
A relationship with the British Bulldogs.
Yes, the British Bulldogs.
ブリティッシュブルドッグのそのキッドさんともう一人の
スミス。
スミスさんはどういう裏でもやっぱりとても仲良かったんです
すごく、私たちの会場に入るとかそういうのを全部英語とかできなかったから、私たちが言ってた時 ABC やってテレビ撮りだけ全員集合、でキッドたちが仲いい人にエンジェルスよろしくねって言ってドライブしてもらったりとか。
ABC って言うと1試合、2試合、3試合みたいなことですか？場所が違う。
場所が違うの全然。
Okay, so yes, they used to be like a really like a translator / kind of assistant who was looking over everything for them. And even they did the 3 different venues. Even if the British Bulldogs are not there, they made sure somebody took care of the Angels. Like they the one who made sure somebody was there for them.
それは日本に馬場さんのところと猪木さんのところで試合をしててお世話になったから、日本の女の子たちだから結構日本に来たプロレスラーの人がよくしてる。その時 WWF にいた。
Okay, so really was British Bulldogs. They used to come to Japan and when in Giant Baba's promotion, Antonio Inoki promotion. So they always said Japanese people took care of them, so they want to do it back for them. Like all the Japanese wrestlers, they felt like they had to take care because Japanese wrestlers took care of them. So they're just giving back what they received in Japan.
I see. They paid it forward for you guys, really made sure that you were all taken care of. I'm glad that you had that connection with them.
Yes.
So,
they were so thankful for that.
Awesome. So Itsuki had also mentioned Harley Race and a few others like Ultimate Warrior. Did you feel same connection with them, that they were always just having your back and just always there for you guys?
ハリー・レイスさんとかも、いつきさんが言ったんですけど、ハリー・レイスさんともう一人の方。したっけ？Harley Race and who was it again? I'm sorry.
Ultimate Warrior.
Warrior? Yeah. やっぱ同じ気持ちですか、いつきさんと。
そう
すごいよくしていただいて。
本当によくしてもらって。私、膝とか元気だったんだけれども、ちょっと打って怪我した時に、ウォーリーに膝のサポーター借りて試合しました。
Oh, so one time she hurt her knee. It was okay, but she did like her knee was feeling a little awkward, and Warrior lent her the knee supporter one time, and then she did wrestle with his knee supporter, and that was really helpful for her.
Really? That's pretty awesome. That's pretty cool that he was able to help you out that way. I'm really glad that you were able to be helped out by him. All right, so moving on, what exactly were your guys' living conditions and arrangement when you came to America? Where were you guys staying and being taken care of by?
At first?
Yes.
最初、アメリカに来た時はどういうコンディションでした？寝るところとか泊まるところとかは。
もう全然もう私たち外人だったので、日本の会社が外人にしていることと同じサポートをしてもらったので。
どこで？ホテル住まい。
ホテル住まい。
Okay, so at first, they were foreigners.
あと、
They
ムー
felt
ラが
like-
面倒見て。
foreigners, so it's the same thing as Japan. When they invite the foreigners, they let them stay in a hotel to hotels. So that's what they were doing, sleeping from one hotel to the next hotel to the next hotel. But Mula also took care of them. いつ頃からですか、Mula さんは。
ムーラ最初から入ってたの。
From the beginning, Mula had something to do with them. で、村さんとなんかアパートかなんかね。
ムーラのアパートにも借りて。
それいつ頃ですか？
巡業が終わってちょっと休みの時に荷物1個しかないから、それを持ってムーラのすごい大きい敷地で、ムーラっていう住所なの。
そうなんですか。で、ホテル
そこに、
からそっちになったんですか？アパートになった
アパートでもトレーラー、それがサウスカロライナかノースカロライナか。
関係ないですね、多分。トレーラーハウスだったんですか？
そう、最初トレーラーハウス。
OK。それホテル住まい何ヶ月ぐらいしてからですか？
でも、ほぼほぼ住んでないの。巡業ばっかり行ってたから。
それで巡業の時はやっぱホテルみたいな。Okay, so in the beginning, Mula was taking care of them, so they did put all their belongings at Mula's, because Mula had the whole address was Mula or something like that. Her whole area was Mula. I think it was like a little like trailer house type.
Okay.
That's what I heard. That's what she said. It was like a trailer-ish. But they were never there because they had to travel all over the world. So that's how they had to be in the hotels.
クリスマス長いじゃん。休みが、アメリカ。その時にトレーラーハウスに住んだのかな？
どのぐらい住みました？
そんなに住んでないけど、何ヶ月いる間はとりあえず。ホテルからホテルなんだけど、とりあえず荷物が置いていったみたい。
Okay, so in United States, the Christmas vacation is long. So some
試合がオフだから、
time like that when they did not have the matches, they did go back to Mula's trailer house, and they had all of their belongings over there. So that's where they went back and relaxed.
I see. So with Itsuki's interview, we talked a little bit about Mula, and she seemed to have not had the best experience with the fabulous Mula. I'd like to ask your opinion on Mula and just see what your experience was like with her as well, if you don't mind. You don't have to share anything that you don't feel comfortable with. It's up to you what you want to say and if you don't feel comfortable.
ムーラ、やっぱ市木さんはちょっとなんとなく悪いネガティブな印象のところもありましたよね。で、本当に言わなくてもいいことを本当言わなくて、言いたくなかったら言わなくていいんですけど、のりさんから見たそのやっぱムーラとの関係はどうでしたか？
でもなんかすごい年齢的にも言っててもプロレスラーでいてすごいなと思ったし、あの人が女子プロレス界を作った人だからアメリカで。聞いて当たり前なんだろうな。
Okay, so she was older also, and she was a wrestler as an older, like a senpai. She was older, and she had the impression that Mula is the one who made women's wrestling. So she has a lot of respect for that. But でもネガティブなことはありますか？言わなくてもいいです。
そんなに付き合ってないから。
いつきさんみたいにないんですかね。
わかんない。気にしてなかった。
Like, she don't really have anything negative to say because she wasn't really interacting with her either. So she didn't really care for it. It wasn't like she had any bad experience with her.
Okay.
And she don't really remember anything bad about her, actually.
Okay. Itsuki had mentioned that when you guys had left and went back to Japan, that she didn't send you guys all of the things that you had at the house when they claimed that they did. Maybe wanted to see if she remembered that or...
アパート入ったりとか。
パッと入って
いない間
なん
あ、そう
か荷物が
そう
最後
そう。
届かなかったじゃないですかって
あ
言ったちょっと言った。
思い出した、あった。
Oh, now she remembers. As soon as you told him, you told her, okay, yeah, that
全然いら
happened.
ないものを送ってくれて、
Yes,
必要なものは
like
無事返してく
she
れる。
sent us a bunch of junk, but she never sent them nothing they really needed. Like all the important stuff they kept. So, それをどう思いました？
まあ、しょうがないな。自分たちがいけないから仕方がないな。
She felt like, oh well, because they can't go to United States anymore. They can't go get the stuff. So they felt like she feels like, oh well, I can't go back to United States. I can't go get it. So if they want to keep it, what can I say? That's how she feels.
Okay, that's fair. You just let it roll off your back. It is what it is, kind of a situation.
Right.
ムーラにとって必要なものだったのかな。
Maybe she feel like maybe Mula needed those things. Maybe she needed those. So she just let it go.
I understand. So I also want to ask about, so what did you feel was some of the differences between going from WWF and AJW? Did you feel like, or what were some of the differences, at least in the locker room? Did you feel more respected, less respected? Did you feel like everybody got along better in one or the other? How did you feel between the two?
You mean after the WWF?
Well, just in general.
日本の喫煙所と向こうの WWF とはやっぱロッカールームとかでもなんか違いはありましたかって他の選手となんか。
あ、すごく違いはありました。
It was such a big difference. 何が？
前場はもうオーディションに受かってそこの会社に吸収されて1から10まで練習を教わりプロレスを教わりデビューしてそこのスケジュールに行く。だけど
So for AJW, you get hired. It's like you have to work for the company. You're the worker for the company. You get into the dorm. You do the practice, and then they tell you to have match, and then go do whatever they say, and go do the match. For WWF,
は全て自己管理。
it's all you have to take care of your own self. So 自己管理というとどういうところ？
全て自分で何でもしなければいけない。
例えば。
でも飛行機のチケットをいただいて、それで自分で乗って行って、ホテルも自分で決めて、泊まって、車もレンタカー借りて会場まで行って。
Okay, so WWF, they did send the airplane
チケッ
ticket,
トだけはもらえるけど、
but from there on, you have to make arrangements for the hotel. You have to make your own arrangement to move around, like a rent a car, etc. So that was a huge difference. AJW provided everything from step one. It was all there. Okay, there's a bus right here. You go get on and go to wherever we tell you to go, and then you just go do the match. AJW was like that, but WWF was more kind of not freedom, but you had to take care of your own self. We'll send you the money and the airplane ticket. But other than that, how to even get to the venue, you have to arrange everything yourself.
I see. So it seemed like WWF gave you a little bit more independence, but a little bit less, I don't want to say less work, but you weren't doing everything for the company, while AJW, it seemed like they were doing everything for you and trying to help you out, but you also were doing more work. Is that a correct way to put it?
Right.
Okay, I see. So what about the locker room? Did you feel like just wrestling is wrestling? You kind of enter, everybody's pretty much the same, or did you feel like one gave you a different experience just interacting with everybody backstage?
ロッカールームちょっと違いましたか？全日本のやっぱ全中とっていうのは。
まあ、五木と二人だったんで、ほぼほぼ。たまにエリザベスが一緒で、日本は赤コーナーと青コーナーだったけど、割と個人が多かったかな。女子が少なかったワンマッチぐらいだったんで。
Okay, so like in Japan, back in the locker room, it's like red corner and blue corner has a totally different locker room. But WWF was more like, okay, you're the JB Angels, so you go in this locker room, and she said Elizabeth?
Miss Elizabeth, yes.
He used to come by and stuff like that. So it was different.
寂しかった。
It was WWF was kind of lonely thing. She felt like 寂しかったというか。
二人、いつきと二人しかいなかった。
Because it was always just her and Itsuki. So it was not like all the red corner wrestlers were there. It was just them two. So, and then there was really like during the whole venue, it was only like one women's match. So they were like the only women sometimes. So, and of course, like a rival.
で、大きい大会で他にいっぱい女子プロレスラーが来たときは、ベビーフェイスで同じ控室。
So like in like a big venue, when there were more women's wrestler, the baby face were all together behind the scene with WWF. That was the difference.
Okay, I see. So a little bit more grouped together over in Japan, whereas W is a little bit more private and kind of made things more lonely. I see. That can be a little daunting. I could relate to that, I guess, a little bit more. So did you watch the Queen of Villains series by chance?
極悪女王は見ましたか？
見ました。
Yes.
Okay.
まあ、本物と、いろいろ半分ぐらい。作られたものと、
So
昔を思い出しました。
she did remember the back in the days by watching the Queen of Villains, but honestly, it was half truth and half story. That's her feeling. It was half made up.
Okay. I was going to ask how accurate did you feel? And well, that makes sense if you're already saying it's half and half. Did you feel certain things were misrepresented throughout it?
なんか見てて、あれこれちょっと違うなっていうことはありました。
いっぱいあったけど、まあそれがドラマかな。
She said, yes, there were a lot of that, but this is a show, and she feel like it's like a, one of the dramatic drama show. So it is made up story to make the whole storyline and to have the audience watching feel a certain way. So she feel like, well, that's a show.
少し出たかった。
But she did feel like she wanted to be a part of it a little bit in that show. But that's the only thing. She did want it to be a part, but there were no parts, so she feel like a little
Yeah, I could understand feeling a little bit slighted. I mean, I was kind of wondering that as well, considering how many times you guys had been up against the Crush Gals and the history with Dump Matsumoto and Bull. It's like they're kind of missing a piece here. So do you think maybe in the future we could get a Jumping Bomb Angels series by chance?
もしかしてこれからジャンピングボムエンジェルスのシリーズも出る
ないね。
She said, no, I don't think so. I don't think that will happen.
That is fine if not too interested in it. But so in the WWF, there was a lot of things that you had overcome. Did you feel from the beginning that you were welcomed by fans, or did you feel like walking in there was negative energy from the crowd?
WWF に入った時、最初の試合は、ファンたちになんかようこそって思われましたが、それとも
思われてなかった。やっぱり from Japan で、
so since they were from Japan, there was so many booings. The boo, that's what they had to enter into booing at first.
でも1週間ぐらい、1ウィークでベイビーフェイスがもうそのまま。
最初からベイビーフェイス。Since they're a baby face from the beginning, about like a week passed, they start to cheer for them.
Okay. So not too long, and then they started to get on your side. That's actually pretty fast. I will give you that.
Yeah.
All
早い
right.
ですね。
早かった。
Yeah, it was fast.
外人で初日からベビーフェイスでやらせていただいたのは私たちだけみたいで、みんな日本人はヒールになるみたいですけど、だからす
Since
ごく、
even the foreign, they are considered foreigners from United States. It was kind of rare to start off as a baby face, they felt like. So they were really thankful for that. Because a lot of Japanese wrestlers start off like a heel character. That's what her impression was.
Okay, I see. So coming over, being the foreign character, they immediately just went to a negative response. I see. So there was something that I had noticed during a match that you had with Leilani Kai, and that was both you and your partner were wearing outfits that were specifically American flag, and that even the commentators noticed it. So I wanted to ask you about, was that specifically set up for you guys to try to appeal to the crowd, or was there a specific reason behind it, or was it just what you guys had?
レイラン・タイラーと試合やった時にアメリカの国旗出てきたんですか？
そう、
それは誰の相手だったんですか？
自分たちがだよね。
そう
日本で着てたのをそのまま持ってっちゃって、うっかりみたいな。
でアメリカの
国旗の水着、
日本で着てたんですか？アメリカの国旗を水着。
そうそうそう。
それ
で、アメリカのも持ってっちゃったから、ちょっと外したりとか、イスキバだから星がついてたのを取ったりとかしてきて。
そうなんですか。なんでアメリカの国旗の水着を着てたんですか？日本で。
日本でアメリカ帰りだったから。
それで。Okay, so that was actually, they were wearing in AJW when they went back to Japan from WWF one time. So that was their costume actually. And they wore it in the United States and they were like, oh my goodness, like we just brought this whole American flag, outfit. But like they wasn't really like planning. They were like, oh gosh, are we okay with this? But Itsuki did take off the stars.
で、Itsuki は白と黒だったんで。
Because she was white and black. Itsuki was wearing white and black color, but she did take off the stars.
で、私はピンクと白とちょっとここブルーって本当に国旗っぽかったんで、ダメだって言われて。
ダメだって言われたんですか？
他の選手に水着を借りてで。
So hers was pink and white and blue.
Right.
So they did tell her, you cannot wear that. So other wrestlers, she had to borrow from the costume from other wrestlers.
Interesting.
日本人なのに。
Because since they're Japanese, they didn't want her to wear the American flag-ish outfit.
会社的には日本人で出ていることを望まれているから、アメリカンっぽくしなくていいよみたいな。
So WWF wanted them to, they hired as Japanese wrestlers. So they told them you do not have to be like American favorite, like Americanish, American outfits. No, they want them to be a Japanese wrestler. So
right. I see. So something else I wanted to ask you guys about, do you keep up with the current WWF or Joshi products by chance?
You mean WWE?
Yes. Yeah.
今の WWE とか女子のレスリングは見てないですね。
機会がなくて。
Not really. She does not really watch WWE or
記者の人に聞くと、今がアメリカのプロレスが昔のプロレスみたい感じだよって聞く。
今のアメリカのプロレスが昔の日本の。But
逆に日本人のプロレスがそういうアメリカンっぽい感じになってきてるって女子が。団体によって違うとは思うけれども。
She hear it from outside people as like a either newspaper or magazine, people that, nowadays American wrestling is more towards back in the day Japanese wrestling.
Yep.
And Japanese wrestling became like a American wrestling show, like a show now.
Yes.
That's what she hears nowadays.
I see. So I also did want to ask about, so if you could have one more match with either tag team or singles, who would you want to be your opponent nowadays?
もしもう一試合できたら、タグでもシングルでも誰と戦いたいですか？両方でもいいですよ。タグとシングルどっちでも。
タッグチームだったら、バレーラにジュディと言いたいところですが、やっぱクラッシュギャルス
She wouldn't say as a tag team, she want to go against Leilani and Judy, but she want to go against Crush Gals.
I see.
シングルありますか？
シングルね、たくさん選手がいるけど、自分が結構シングルプレイヤーじゃないので、だけどやっぱりライオネス・アスカかな。
If you'd have to do a single match, she's not like a single match wrestler, but she will love to wrestle Lioness Asuka from Crush Gals.
それは理由があって、
There's a reason for
もう
that.
本当にどんくさくて、プロレスラーらしくないってずっと言われてて、初めて体と頭が一緒になった瞬間、シングルマッチで3年目か4年目の時に、アスカとやって、やっと一人前のプロレスラーになったなと思ったからです。
So she felt like she wasn't really ready to have a match as a single wrestler because of her either the knowledge and the her physical style, her body, she wasn't ready yet. But maybe after about 3 years later, she did have a single match with Lioness Asuka, and that's the time she felt like, I think I'm ready. That's the match she really felt like she was ready, that she is a pro wrestler. That's how she felt.
Okay, so at that point, she felt like she was ready to go and absolutely could take Asuka at that point and wanted to really put on the best possible show for the crowd at that point.
Right.
I see. So with that in mind, obviously we can't really talk too much about today's product, but do you feel that wrestling has evolved for the better with your contributions to everything that has transpired?
今のレスリング、あんまりわからないと思いますけど、やっぱり自分のやってきたことがやっぱり今に貢献になってるなって思いますか？
というよりも今も続いててくれて嬉しい。
It's like she don't feel like
私がプロレスラーだったって証があるから。
She does not feel like she did anything to the wrestling present day, but that she's very happy that there's still women's wrestling that's still going on and is still popular. And it feels like she is glad that she became a wrestler for that reason, that it's still going on.
I see. So something that I do want to say, ma'am, I believe that your contributions and everything that you did, especially going in front of a WWF audience at the time and showing Joji style, I feel that you and your partner both helped really push along American wrestling and made it evolve to how it is today. I feel that your guys' style may have inspired others to be better than how it was and basically breaking out of what I would call the fabulous moolah style of women's wrestling for the longest time. So I want to say thank you for your contributions to women's wrestling and how far that you have come.
すごいありがたいです。月さんとのりさんが本当にいろんなスタイルやっていただいて、ね、今があると思います。僕も本当に
ありがとうございます。
一生懸命やっていただいて本当にありがとうございますという感謝の気持ちがあります。
Also, so we're getting close to the end of our interview and time together, but I do want to ask if either of you two have any recommendations for our audience, as we always do this towards the end of our show. Last time we had talked a little about the Queen of Villains, which I did watch, and honestly, I would give it 10 out of 10. I feel like everybody should watch it, but I wanted to ask your guys' recommendations as well. It can be anything, book, song, movie, poem, video game, doesn't really matter. What would you recommend, ma'am?
何でもいいんですけど、何かを推薦してほしいんですね。テレビでもいいし、映画でもいいし、 何でもいいんです。本でも音楽でも何でもいいんですけど、何か推薦、この人たちの番組でそれがいつも最後に締めなんですけど、何かありますかって、五木さんはやっぱ極悪情報を言ったんですよね。
そうですね。やっぱり私も。
お一緒ですか？
やっぱり、今だったらね。
So, yes, now this present day, yes, I'm with Itsuki. I think I have to go with Queen of Valens also.
Okay. Understandable. Kinyo, I assume that your recommendation hasn't changed either, unless you have something else that
I do. I have a new one. I like Shogun.
Shogun. Okay. What's that about?
You have to watch it.
Okay.
It's really good. Yes. That was really good. I recommend that more than what I said the last time.
Hey, that's fair. So, all right. My recommendation for this week for anybody that is listening. So, I'm going to recommend a certain poem that I had heard somewhat recently, and it was Alone by Edgar Allan Poe. I'm not really sure why, but hearing it made me think of the wrestler Raven from ECW. And I think any wrestling fan would probably agree, just hearing it and seeing like the way that his character was, you could probably relate the two as well. So I want to ask before we do any kind of sign-offs or anything, Miss Noriyo, do you have anything that you would like the audience to know or anything you'd like to say to them before we do any kind of sign-offs?
何かおしまいになる前にファンの方々に何か言いたいことかメッセージか何かありますか？
もう各レスラー皆さん頑張ってくださいと、東京に来てお酒が飲みたくなったらぜひドリンクバーご飯にようこそ。
Okay. Thank you very much for supporting and the wrestlers nowadays. She gave all the energy, all the appreciation, and to keep doing great job. And anybody who want to come to Tokyo and want to drink and have a good time, my bar is called Gohan. Please go search the maps or anything, it will come up, and you are always welcome to my bar.
Awesome. Okay, I almost forgot about asking about promoting yourselves. So Gohan is the bar, correct?
Yes, it's Gohan. Like Dragon Ball, Goku, the Gohan. It's a son. Yes, it's the same spelling.
I see. Well, I do greatly appreciate your time for being on the show. どうもありがとうございます。
ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
I thank you very much for that. And last thing for the audience, as my usual, you guys can always reach me at Maintenance Mav on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. Do something nice for somebody. You guys never know who needs it. Always want to step out and try to do something for somebody. And how can they reach you guys as well, Miss Noriyo?
どうやってのりさんにもしのりさんに応援とか何かつなげたかったらどういうふうに言ったらいいですか？インスタですか？どうですか？
調べてきてくれれば。
ご飯には。のりさんにもしオファーくれるんだったらもうジャンピングボムのインスタでいいですかね？
私もそういうのが全くわからないから見てもないんだけど。
多分もうそうですよね。
そうそう。ロブさんとかに聞かないと私が何もできない。
Okay, so it's a Jumping Bomb Angels Instagram or X. As long as, if there's an offer or any message, there's a Facebook for Jumping Bomb Angels. But if you want to see me in person, there's a bar called Gohan.
Heck yeah. All right. So we have Gosuke over in New York and Gohan over in Japan. Awesome. Yes. I want to visit both by all means if I can. But all right.
Yes, please.
Awesome. All right. So with that, thank you both for being here. That's it for the interview. In the words of my friend Memphis Mark, we're out.